Okay, so I didn't film anymore. So yesterday was Saturday. I had actually plenty of time to film something or do something. When I got done with moving everything, I came home, I baked some cookies, I don't know what I did. 8 o'clock is kind of the official 24-hour reset of maybe tomorrow. So I'm taking advantage of the fact that I got up before 8 o'clock to film a little talky bit to talk about what happened yesterday and how I felt about it. So moving Christ Church from First Christian Church, from like having our services and headquarters there, to Rose City Park United Methodist Church, there's a lot of differences. First Christian Church is downtown, which is very close to us, measured in, blocks, not miles. It might be a mile, I don't actually know, but it's very, very close. It's like a 20-minute walk, something like that. Whereas Rose City Park United Methodist is, it's like about 50 blocks across the river, so about 70 blocks from us. I don't know how long the walk is, but it's like, I think like a 35-minute bike ride and about 40 minutes on transit on the bus or whatever. On a good day without traffic, it's like maybe 15, 60 minutes driving. Still not very far. In Florida, this would have been like a neighborhood church. This would have been so close. It's like amazing. But here, it's a little different. So that's one downside for me. Luckily, the neighborhood we are moving into is a cool neighborhood. There's a lot of stuff to do there. It is a little more suburban, but lots of cool things to do. There's a brewery like on the block. There's two Thai places. Like what we're giving up in proximity to me or the center of the city, we're not giving up like everything as far as location stuff. Like it's still a pretty good location, close to transit especially. Another thing that's got me thinking a lot is that we're moving from First Christian Church, which is an established historic church. I don't think they'd say they're in decline, but like a church that has a majority of older members, people that don't have kids in the house anymore. They have grown kids and grandkids, and that's the majority of the congregation. And then Rose City Park, similarly, is a church. Again, saying a church in decline seems like I'm saying something negative, but it's a church that has had declining membership over time. Again, a significant majority of older folks in the congregation. Again, established, like 100 years old or so. With both have big, beautiful buildings, lots of room. So again, not to pass judgment on any of them, but just that's kind of the reality that we're faced with when we're working with these churches. Still great churches, still families, still like do all the stuff that church would do as far as a community group and a fellowship. But one of the big things we're bumping up in, and one of the things we spent at this point, it's probably a year, looking for another location. And we didn't have some gnarly breakup with First Christian Church. We had some bumps in the relationship. My poor cat's trying to get out here. Okay, my cat did not find it acceptable. This window was closed, so I had to open it. So building is this huge resource, and most of them are locked up with congregations, again, that are getting older, that are in decline as far as numbers go, and I'm sure, I can't imagine what it must feel like for younger churches that have been around for like 4 years to come in and have the idea that we'd like to use your resources. While there is lots of shared trajectory as far as like what we believe and what we care about, this cat is not having me. Here you go. There's also some territorialism that like, this is ours, this is how we do things, this is what we do. And so that's a hard thing to combat with. If we were in that position 100 years from now, in similar situation, I don't know how we'd act. And it's actually something we thought a lot about. This is just something I'm processing, that we're moving from a church with very similar situation to another church with a very similar situation. First Christian was so generous to us and so loving and really took care of us. The rough patches were things that mostly Adam dealt with that were like at a higher level, that were like at board meetings and stuff like that. All the members of the church have always been kind to me, always been thoughtful to me. But I recognize that we're moving into a church that, has all of the characteristics of First Christian Church. And so does that mean our situation is going to be pretty similar at Rose City Park United Methodist Church? Is it going to be the kind of situation where we come in and I don't even know how to describe it, but like our access is limited by how they used to do things? That's not super effective. So whether that's, hey, can we use this room next Saturday for a thing? Or do you mind if we change the sanctuary in this way? Those are the kind of questions that we're always getting stopped, and things that made us, to say we didn't feel at home seems a little strong, but things that made us not feel ownership over the space and made us feel like we needed something else. But yeah, long story short, I think I feel apprehensive. I think I feel like unsure, and so that's fine. I'm accepting that feeling and trying to just process it, and we'll really see what happens. There's no reason to be nervous up front without any cause, and there's no reason to be overconfident. I'm just gonna take it one step at a time. I think we're all feeling a little bit like that. We're relieved to be done with the moving search, but also we just don't know what this is gonna look like. I'll almost certainly make a video today, and I hope it's at least slightly more interesting than me just talking about my feelings. But I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.